Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week.
No.
We're starting a bit late, obviously, but I mean, if we started right now, we'd actually be more on time than we normally are. So, so maybe we're not actually that bad.
When we talk about the KD stuff after the break,
What? What'd you say? Sorry.
when we move that to after the break.
All right. I guess
That's
all right.
actually what we used to do. I don't know how we ever moved away from that.
What?
Well, like a lot of times our like after the break was like talking in depth about something,
Yeah.
like a news story. Like
Typically, it was like if it didn't really fit the news thing, though. But yeah, I mean, since we talked about it, that's fine.
and that doesn't really fit the news thing.
I guess. Are you gonna do it? We need a weekly poll for next week too. Did you say you were going to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I'll screw it all up.
All right, I thought you said I'm moving it. If you want me to stay. God dang it. No. All right, weekly poll for next week.
Gotta remember Timmy would be talking about this, so
How about, is the dive coaster a good move for Fiesta Texas? I see a lot of people saying like it's a really good move for them, and I'm not really seeing why it's such a great move for them. Like, it's not a bad
probably
move.
because of capacity.
That's it. But it doesn't really. I don't think that really matters that much in the scheme of things. Coaster's a coaster. It has 2 trains, I think, of 7. 7 times 2, 42. I mean, that's not 42 people. Let's say you theoretically can get 30 cycles. That's 1260 an hour. I don't know. I don't think that's great. That's not awful. That's good, but I don't see that mattering too much. I really find it strange they did 7 across.
Yeah, it is odd. Are single rider lines popular there?
No, they're not. No. I don't even think they have single rider lines. If I can... No, I can't remember. If they do, they're not very prominent because I was there pretty much by myself for most of the day and did not ever use them, so I didn't really see them that much. I'm trying to see. I should know this. I should know the hourly capacity of this ride, but I just don't. And it's not common public knowledge, apparently. Alright, let's just do 40. 24. Alright, are you... I'll just figure that out later. Do you have a weekly poll in mind? Oh, I just said it. And I'm really having a trouble figuring out what everyone keeps saying. It's filling a gap for them in their lineup, and I'm like, what is that gap? What is that gap? Can you like? I'm trying to think it through.
You're usually the one arguing with me. And dive coasters are great.
I've never ever said that dive coasters are great. I knew you'd say that too. I knew you'd be like, you like dive coasters. I like them. They're fine, but they're not like my favorite coasters. I like Griffin. You like hate on Griffin. I like Griffin. It's a fine ride. But when they announce a brand new ride, that's not like my, oh my god, it's a dive coaster. Woo!
Griffin.
What?
I don't hate on Griffin. I just
Don't.
it's whatever.
See, I like it. It's fun. But I mean, I look forward to riding it when I go. But it's not like if I don't get on Griffin when I'm at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, I'm devastated. Like, I didn't get on a polished chariot on my last visit. That really made me upset. But if I didn't get on Griffin, I wouldn't have really cared.
Kim, I think it's just the cost. The 10 across costs a lot of money, I think. It's because the amount of weight.
Yeah, and, I mean, the overall size of the ride's pretty small, too. I think that's what they were going for as a cheaper ride. I think it's going to be about $12 million, I'd have to guess. It's going to be about the same price as whatever the hell they're making it, San Diego, Mako or Emperor or whatever it's called. Emperor.
It's only 12 million?
Yeah. It's cheap. It's a tiny dive.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe you can get anything from B&M that cheap.
11 million. 11 million.
Ask them how much they paid for Emperor.
11 million.
Was it published? I don't remember it being published anywhere.
Who's published? Oh, you mean the price?
Yeah.
It's on Coasterpedia.
Ask them when they're going to get a Lost Coaster of Superstitious Mountain.
Talking about Indiana Beach?
Huh?
You're talking about Indiana Beach. With the...
Yeah, they're...
Isn't Josh the
Yeah.
head of SeaWorld?
The SeaWorld. No, SeaWorld social media.
Yeah, he's the head of SeaWorld social media.
You said head of SeaWorld.
I was gonna finish the sentence, social media, and then you cut me off. Yep, Josh is the head of SeaWorld.
Yeah, I might actually accept that. I might actually accept that, Mike.
Like a 40 free spin?
No, an actual 4D.
I know. They definitely aren't going to do a 40 free spin and then build a 40 coaster. That would be the dumbest thing ever.
I told you, man. I told you that free spin's on its way to Michigan's Adventure.
Something.
That's right. I think of the. I mean, Six Flags New England has 2 boomerangs, so it can be done.
Can be.
SNS.
Boom, 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 boom.
Safari and Scrambler. I don't know. I couldn't think of a second S.
Snoopy. Planet Snoopy.
Camp Snoopy.
Yeah.
I still, yeah, there's that still would not surprise me. After seeing what Kings Island did to their Planet Snoopy, like Avalanche would be a great Planet Snoopy ride. It really would. Arby's was out of roast beef.
Should have said, "Where's the beef?" See, for once we're actually ready, and we're still not recording. We're not still not starting the show on time. We have the whole rundown done. I just realized that. I haven't tested my audio though. If you want me to stay, I forgot the rest of the lyrics of the song. Dang it. If you want me,
Not
to
all the
stay.
meats. They have some of the meats.
Yeah,
Although, what are the other meats they have?
chicken.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a chicken. They have like it's like deli chicken though. If you want me to
Roy
stay,
Rogers.
I'll be around today to be available for you to see. But I am about to go, and they say you'll know. For me to stay here, I got to be me. All right, let's see if that translates. Let's see how that sounds. To stay here, be available for you to see. But I am about to go, and they say you'll know. We should get Scott Ross on our show just to toy with the drunk riders. What is their like fixation with Scott Ross? Are they still in the chat?
I don't know.
I need to ask what the they are. Yeah, I feel like every time they bring up SeaWorld, they talk about Scott Ross.
Well, no, like yeah, just because SeaWorld sucks. Canada will let fully vaccinated American travelers into the country on August 9th.
Oh, yeah. I saw they were a couple. I saw they were talking about updating that. Is it? It's August 9th. Are you gonna try to go then?
This was as of July 19th. I don't know. I would like to get up there. Oh, wait. At this time, the U.S. has not announced similar plans to lift restrictions for Canadians seeking entry into the country for discretionary purposes. Huh. Does that mean can I get back into the country if I go to Canada?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, it's just a travel restriction for. It's the same thing with Europe. I mean, you're technically not supposed to come as a European citizen to the U.S., but you're allowed to come back as a U.S. citizen from Europe.
You do have to show your vaccination card, though.
I think it's. They said like unvaccinated kids can go, with a
Yeah.
parent or a guardian if they are, even if they're unvaccinated, I believe. I read something about that like a couple of weeks ago because I remember seeing they were like updating something about it. Oh, how does KFC? What were they selling, Mike? Was it just like mashed potatoes and green beans? That was what you got? That was the meal? Did they sell anything else at KFC other than chicken, like as a main entree? I don't think so.
You have to also submit a negative COVID-19 test within 72. They're talking about flights, but
Just drive across the border.
yeah, like that's the thing. I don't like they're not really saying what.
You're concerned that the actual border is a different situation, maybe?
Well, I mean, like it says 70. I guess it would be 72 hours before. Well, it says you have to submit it, so like you have to. Like it says you have to use the ArriveCan app or website before boarding the flight to. But like, do you still have to do that if you're not? Like if you're just driving across the border, do you just show your card and you're good, or?
I would assume so. I don't know though.
They had the Spark show yesterday? I thought the Spark show was done on the 25th.
At Busch Gardens?
Yeah. Man,
Um,
I would have gone down there last night to see it.
you would have seen it again.
Heck yeah.
It's through the 29th.
Best coaster they have.
It's through the 29th of July.
That figures.
So you can go down tonight. Screw this podcast.
There's no way I could possibly make it there.
No,
It's already over, isn't it? It's
Yeah, I
like
think they
10
closed.
o'clock, 9 o'clock.
They close at 9 tonight. So now it's Beer Fest. They've begun Beer Fest. So the Drunk Riders got to come back up. They have 100 plus craft brews, local live music. I actually like their
They
Beer
have a
Fest.
laser show.
I don't know.
Pam actually sent me something.
Maybe they'll have like a
There's some kind of
beer-themed laser show.
at the Joel C. Bradshaw Fairgrounds in Windsor, Virginia.
See, okay, I-305 is getting lines this year, and it's because the operations are pretty bad. I went the other day as a guest, and it was kind of crazy. I mean, I've never seen such bad ops on that ride before. So I think that might be why we're starting to get longer lines in I-305. At least this year. I don't know what they've done differently, how they've trained differently, or what. Or if they just got bad employees over there. It was like 4 or 5 minute dispatches.
Oh my god.
What's up?
It's sold out.
The laser show?
Well, not all of it, but they have different times.
I know one of the I-305 ride. I know two of the I-305 ride ops, and I know a supervisor over there. But they're not the ones that are the problem.
Jeebus!
Jemus?
They're using 25 lasers?
Jemus.
Jeebus. Spark uses 7 lasers. For comparison.
Are you ready to start recording?
60 minutes long.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I kind of want to see this. I need to figure out how I'm going to get here.
Hey, you're gonna get hair?
Here, like meaning to the laser show.
Okay. I was like, what?
How far is that? Where is Windsor, Virginia?
I think it's southwest. I mean, yeah, I think it's southwest. Maybe I'm wrong. Southeast, actually.
It's not too far from Suffolk. Let's do Kill Devil Hills. Wait, it was the gas actually 40 cents cheaper, or did it just come up that way? So there's a the sheets in sterling is like ridiculously cheap, and I don't know how they're doing it. It wasn't that cheap. It's not that cheap. But like everywhere else is up to like 320, and the sheets there for regular is 290, like 293 or something, and E15 is like 283. Marcus doesn't remember things very well.
Pretty sure me and Bob cheers with water that night. When we start, you're gonna have to maybe move your mic a bit. Just FYI. Mike, because it is.
Yep. That's a very good reason, because it actually is.
Because it literally. Literally is, yeah. All right, are you ready, Bob?
Hold on one.
Are you all right now? It's pretty great. Green Chain's pretty great, yeah. Back row Green Train. Heavenly. Heavenly.
Why do places put stuff on Facebook? It ticks me off so bad.
So, somebody commented bamboozler, like for underneath the King's Dominion tweet Instagram post. Like all they said was bamboozler, like they're bamboozled by this post, kind of. But they used like bamboo as a pun because they're chopping down bamboo or they're hitting the bamboo in the video. And for some reason that was a hidden comment. Like it was like, this comment has been hidden because of, it's gone against Instagram's policy. What? I don't understand Instagram.
Wait, how am I leaving Facebook?
Yeah, I
I
sound
wasn't
like
even on Facebook.
I think it's 2022. Like that's what they're alluding to. I didn't count though, because I don't have the time to sit there and actually count out the times they hit that. Mm. All right, Bob, please. Are you ready almost? It's 11:11.
My sister just asked,
I
would you
wish.
just go one day? Like, it's an hour away.
What is?
The laser show.
What do you mean? Oh, you're going on this trip when you're going down to the beach?
Yeah. Well, if anybody else, if not, maybe I'll just stop on my way down.
It's not is it an hour away from OBX?
It's an hour and 45.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I was thinking more like 2. But still not bad.
All right. I haven't really been paying attention to Audacity. I probably should have been. Check 1, 2. Check. Testing. I guess it looks okay. Talking quiet. Just talking quiet. I need to turn it up a little bit.
Guys, go vote in the poll.
Check 1, 2. Testing.
Did you ride Dragon Slayer, Mike?
Test.
Do the hustle.
All right. I think I got it.
All right. Let me make sure mine's all good as well. I already tested mine, but I'm just double checking if I'm really mad at Bob, and I'm like getting kind of loud. How it sounds like. What, did I get loud?
No, I hit the wrong button.
I already tested mine, but I'm just double checking if I'm really mad at Bob, and I'm like getting kind of loud. Jesus, that's really loud. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. All right, this is about where I'll be. Bob, I'm really mad at you right now. Bob, I'm not really mad at you right now.
It's okay.
All right, this is about where I'll be. Bob, I'm real. Oh, wow, that's still not good. Do the hustle. I'm just gonna stay this way. Stay this far away from the mic. Everything should be good. Let's see. Hey, I'm kind of mad right now, but I'm farther away from the mic, so my proximity should reduce any type of really annoying noise. Good night. Good night. Hey, I'm kind of mad right now, but I'm farther away from the mic, so my proximity should reduce any type of really annoying. Nah, she just came and said goodnight to me if you didn't hear, so she's definitely not stuck outside. But you just said you liked it. Did you like it? Well, you said it's the best one. I guess that doesn't necessarily mean you like it. Are you ready?
Oh, it's only $100 per car to get the front row.
At the laser show? Are we still talking about the laser show?
Oh my god. Yeah. Saturday at 9 p.m. is already sold out.
Is that what you were looking at? The more you hated Mike, the more I think I'm going to like it. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you loved
What's
it,
that, Dragon Slayer?
10 being you hated it. What would you rate it? Because whatever it is, that's probably what I'll give it out of 10, but reversed in the sense that 10 is I love it and 1 is I don't like it. Yeah, I was talking about Dragon Slayer. I gotta tally these votes up. Judy. So, so add 2. All right. Are we ready? Whoa.
I gotta clear my audio. What?
Your camera just...
Oh, whoa, what?
Your camera spazzed out for a second there.
What happened to it? Like, what do you mean by spazzed out?
It's a bit hard to describe. It
Like
was...
moved or?
No, it was like it glitched. It was very glitchy.
Excellent.
It was just for a second. I didn't know if you like hung up or what, on accident or what. But then you started talking again, so... Here, I'll show you. Let's see if I can do this. This is what it looked like. But it was just for both, like I said.
That's weird.
Yeah. Alright, if you give it a 79, then I'll give it a 79 on the positive scale, probably.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, it's Pam's at it.
You said what? It's Pam's at it?
She just sent me a picture of letters.
Oh, she's there right now?
I don't know. She just sent me a text with the. And I see cars, so I'm assuming.
Do the hustle.
Yep, she's at it.
Went. I didn't know Pam was a big Laser Light Show fan.
I think she is now. Oh.
I'm going to go get my
I think Spark did it.
Ethernet cable. Just FYI. Because it seems like you're breaking up.
You're what?
I'm gonna go grab my Ethernet cable. Plug it in.
Oh.
Because it seems like you're starting to break up a bit. I don't want to chance it. Alright. Into the thick of it.
Alright, I need to buy a ticket real quick, and then I can start.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ah. Jill said if she wakes up at 2 a.m. and we're still recording, she's gonna not be happy.
What was that?
Jill just texted me and said if we're recording at 2, if she wakes up at 2 a.m. and we're still recording, she's not gonna be happy. I won't be happy either. But
As soon as I buy this ticket, I'm good. Why does it cost more on Sunday?
because it's a holy day. I don't know.
I guess maybe because they're only doing one show.
Is Saturday multiple shows?
Yeah. Why do I have to create? I hate companies that do this crap. I just want to buy one ticket. Why do I have to set up an account?
They want your information.
Yep. That's why I'm creating a email address just for them. No refunds. Tickets purchased. Blah blah blah. All right. I think I'm actually ready.
All right. All right. Are you ready then?
I was, and then my sister just randomly texted me and sent me a text message and said, "I'm sorry." Like, what? Sorry for what? All right. Ready?
Oh, yeah. All right.
3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Coaster Talk Podcast. This is episode number 131. It is August 1st, 2021. I am James.
And I am Bob.
And Bob, a bit of an update to talk about real quick with Skyrush at Hershey Park. I thought we could bring that up real quick. So the winch, so like the mechanism that runs the cables for the actual lift of the ride has been removed. It's been removed for kind of, I think, like a week or two, but it's still currently removed. Somebody went today and actually confirmed that again. So still a bit of ways, I think, from seeing Skyrush reopen, which for me, every week I look to go maybe and go up there for like a day when I have my day off. But, I'm still holding out and hoping that Skyrush will reopen before the end of the summer.
I don't have any doubt. I think it'll be open in probably a week or two.
Yeah, I think it could be.
That's my feeling.
I think it could be that kind of time period that we're looking at. But yeah, just quickly thought I'd throw that in there because that's the most recent, not really news that I've seen, but kind of an update on something that we've kind of briefly discussed
Gatekeeper
before.
apparently is also open.
Gatekeeper. All right, yeah, I did hear that. I heard that Legend at Holiday World's been down. I don't know if that's still down, but a couple of people went in the past couple of weeks
Yeah,
and
I
have
heard
been telling me it's been going
there,
down.
too.
So I don't know if that's currently down, but just anybody going to Holiday World, hopefully that's and nothing. And then Storm Chaser as well at Kentucky Kingdom. So there's been some
Yeah, I saw that went down.
but there's been some rides going down,
The moral of the story is it's 2021.
and we don't
Check
know what the
park.
heck's happening. Yeah, like last week's episode title was, it was like the year of what WTF. We don't know what's going on. But a little bit of normality came out of Fiesta Texas. We finally got to see a new coaster be announced. It's been kind of a little bit since we've seen that. And this had like a campaign behind it. For a couple of weeks, they'd been kind of teasing different aspects of the ride. I think they released the logo. Jeffrey Siebert's been doing a really good job. Who's the park president of Fiesta Texas? He's been doing a really good job at kind of playing this up, making this a big deal, especially for the enthusiasts. And it's finally been announced. They got a dive coaster, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. I don't know, Bob. I don't know.
The thing that I think is hilarious is watching B&M get edgy by like Intamin standards 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're finally just now for 2022 going to release a Beyond vertical drop. I mean,
Yeah.
people have been doing that for companies have been doing that like crazy.
I'm not seeing the really big marketing hype behind that. I mean, that's kind of their thing with this ride, is it's the world's steepest dive coaster. It's like, ooh, you went 5 degrees. I mean, sure, it is definitely a record, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it really at all with this ride.
You know, the other interesting thing about that is, doesn't like Hang Time and Shellraiser, aren't those kind of dive coasters?
Uh, I don't think Shellraiser was actually marketed as a dive coaster. Hang Time most definitely was marketed as a dive coaster. I think you could argue that Shellraiser is a dive coaster. I don't think it was actually marketed as one though.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing as Hang Time, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it's
So,
not
I
an
mean,
Infinity. It's a Eurofighter. So, but it's yeah,
but I mean, it does the same exact thing.
it has the same holding brake. Yeah, it's just a different
Yeah.
kind of Gerstlauer. But Hang Time was definitely, regardless, Hang Time was definitely a dive coaster. So yes, in that respect, you're right. Um,
So, like, there's all kinds of interesting things about that.
yeah.
And there's of course the really fun fact that they're calling it what is it, Doctor Somebody's Cliffhanger,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Despite
they're literally surrounded by cliffs,
and
and they're not
they have the
diving off.
quarry wall that surrounds the entire back of the park, and the one ride that they actually include that little like it's a cliffhanger, like it's not actually on their cliffs, which is awesome. I mean, that's pretty hilarious to me. I mean, it's pretty great. Um, I think the most fun fact about this is that this kind of this is the first B&M coaster at a Six Flags park since X Flight. So X Flight, I believe, was 2010, 2012, something like that. I think it was 2012. So it's been almost a decade. It will be a decade actually when this opens in 2022 since they've worked with B&M before and since they've had a B&M coaster. So I don't know if this breaks this kind of hiatus from using B&M for Six Flags or what.
The thing
I
that
think some
I
people are
think
talking about the fact that they actually, sorry, real quick, they actually had a deal with B&M that somebody found, and so there is going to be another B&M for Six Flags. I believe that has been, at least, at the very least, a rumor. I think it was confirmed by some, but I did hear that.
I think the interesting thing about this is, if you look at Cedar Fair, like, the one thing that they're doing now is, like, like, how do you differentiate Cedar Fair from Six Flags? It's getting harder and harder to do that. And the one defining thing about Cedar Fair is, well, they work really closely with
Yeah,
B&M,
they just churn out B&Ms. Yeah.
which is like really all they do anymore. And now Six Flags is like, yep, nope, we got that now too.
Yeah, we're back in the game in that with that manufacturer. Yeah, so I mean, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is a great fit for the park. It's fantastic addition." I'm not gonna lie, I'm not on that train. I don't think it's a bad ride per se. I think it. I mean it. People keep saying it fills a spot. I don't know what spot this is filling for Six Flags Fiesta Texas. If someone can like message me, convince me, please. Like I don't. People keep saying it, but I haven't seen anybody say like what spot that is. I mean, oh well, it's not their tallest roller coaster, so it's not like filling any kind of void in that regard. Iron Rattler, I think, 20 feet taller. It's not their fastest. It's not their longest. It's not. I don't understand what void it's really filling. It's not a family coaster, really. I don't know. I'm not seeing the void that was replaced, which was like filled because of this ride. Um, so I don't know. I was a little disappointed, honestly. And as somebody who thought this was going to be a haunted house, even I thought this was going to be a haunted house, possibly. I'm a little disappointed, and I love B&M, right? Like, I feel like you would maybe be okay with this response from Bob, and I'm usually the guy hyping up B&M somewhat, and I'm still kind of disappointed with this. I don't know. How do you feel about this, Bob? Is this a alright addition? What do you think?
I mean, in a strange turn of events, I'm the one that's kind of actually saying this probably is actually a good move for them. Uh, I I don't know. I mean, personally, dives are just whatever. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
like
just,
dives. That's the. I like them, and I'm still kind of disappointed.
I don't hate them, but I don't love them. They're just there. They're
They
okay.
exist.
Yeah, it's just like, I, but at the same time, I mean, It seems like the general public love dives. I mean, the wait times last week when I was at Cedar Point, the wait times for Valraven were frequently higher than Still Vengeance. And I don't think that was all just bad ops. I mean, there's just
Bad
tons of
ops.
people.
I think
that
it's location. I don't know. It's up at the front.
Yeah, but I mean, that's only I, I don't know. That's not all. Like, I think the general public absolutely goes crazy for dives. So this is probably a good move for them. Um, I yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think a dive is ever a bad move, really. A B&M dive coaster in terms of, like I said, I don't think it fills a void that they like. Without this ride, I don't think the park was incomplete. But of course, it's not. As long as you don't have a B&M dive, it's never going to be a awful move in that regard. You know, it's a capacity machine, as many people argue, which I still find weird that they're going with the 7 across trains.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a like, we haven't seen something so interestingly dumb since Zamperla came out with the 3 across seating for their, was it the Thunderbolt model?
So
Um,
yeah, that was a strange move, but I don't think it's ever like a bad move. I just don't know like what I don't like this really. I don't think it's a like what I was expecting. I was expecting an Axis. I was expecting maybe a haunted house. I don't know what other than that. I just when I thought about them adding a new ride, I don't know. Dive just never came to mind. Were you thinking Dive? I know some people suggested B&M was going to be the manufacturer, but I still wasn't thinking Dive at the time when people were speculating B&M as the manufacturer.
I don't know. I honestly wasn't really expecting anything. I was just kind of like, whatever, they're gonna announce it.
Whatever happened
Eh,
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't know much about. I mean, I've never been to the park, which kind of adds to it. Like I feel like it's kind of hard to. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really think about it. I was just waiting until they
Yeah,
announced.
we didn't talk about it too much on the show. Looking back on it, I think we mentioned it a couple of times, but not anything too in depth about it. But yeah, they had a good campaign for this for sure. Like I said earlier, Jeffrey Siebert does a really good job with not only doing a campaign of teasing the ride, but really interacting with the enthusiasts on like a higher degree than most parks go out of their way to do. Um, but yeah, overall, I think this is a. I mean, all in all, it's a fine addition. I'm not thrilled about this. This is not a coaster that I think is going to make me travel to Fiesta, Texas. Um, I mean, like if I get back down there, I'm going to be hyped because I love the park, but it's not really going to be like, oh my gosh, now I get to ride Doctor Doolittle's cliffhanger, or Doctor Doolittle, Doctor Diabolical's cliffhanger. You know, it's not. I don't know.
Doctor Evil,
Doctor Evil, yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Um,
That's what they should have done. Doctor Evil
hmm.
had Neil Patrick Harris come and open it up.
1 million degree drop. I'm just kidding. Um. So yeah, overall, I don't know. Some of the elements are interesting. Did you see that? It's a 270-degree zero G roll, but it's
Or
kind
not
of
Doctor Evil, Doctor Horrible. That's what I was going for.
okay.
I'm,
Yeah, I was a little lost
everybody
with
was like,
that
"What the hell?"
because
Is he
I was like,
talking about? I was
Doctor
like, wait,
Evil's not.
Doctor
I was like,
Horrible.
Doctor Evil doesn't play Neil Patrick Harris. Maybe he did like a reboot. I was thinking he did a
No,
reboot,
no,
or
no. Doctor Horrible.
because I said
Wow, I screwed that one up.
that's why I said 1 million. I was thinking Doctor Evil from Austin Powers
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, "Wait, what? Oh crap, that's not."
because that's Michael
Yeah,
Myers. Obviously, I'm like
Doctor Horrible.
maybe I was really lost there. I'm glad we cleared that up. Yeah, some of the elements are interesting though. The 270-degree zero G roll. I think some people refer to it like an inclined dive loop. I don't. It's a really weird element. It's like a zero G roll, but then it like turns right into like a kind of like a banked turn into a helix. It's kind of strange. Then they have this extreme airtime hill, which I hear a lot of people keep kind of getting excited about this element. And I'm like, hold up. We've seen airtime hills on like every dive coaster. How, like, it's called the extreme airtime hill on this ride. I mean, I
In
think
the
going back to like
in the
Oblivion,
POV
the
though,
Black Pole,
I
we have a massive airtime hill on that ride.
I don't know. In the POV, it looks kind of good.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
good for a dive, I think. It looked better than what I had seen on other dives by far.
I mean, I can't disagree yet because I haven't ridden it. Maybe it is, but I mean, we've seen airtime hills of this size before on dive, so I don't know. And I've never heard
No,
anybody hype up like Oblivion the Black Hole or something, which has a pretty nice size airtime hill. I don't know.
well, at least in North America. I don't know about Oblivion, but
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, though, it's a fine addition, I think. I mean, coming from the enthusiast aspect, I'm disappointed. I don't think it's that awesome, but like you said, I mean, I think overall, looking at it, it's not a bad move for the park. It has some interesting theming, and I think that's the thing that Fiesta Texas does well, which is hilarious to say. Six Flags, Fiesta Texas does a great job at theming. I mean, they've had some really good themed rides. So I'm sure this will be well themed, and I'm sure it will overall be a complete ride, which is good. Um, and I'm definitely not dreading my revisit there and riding it. You know, it's not like I don't hate dive, and I don't hate this ride. I'm not extremely disappointed. I just, I don't know. I just thought there was gonna be something more. I was really hoping it'd be an Axis. That would be the ride that made me go to Fiesta Texas. Travel back
King's
down there.
Dominion's gonna get the Axis.
I know we're still waiting on that. I really hope that comes to fruition because I would love that.
I don't
Um,
know. I'm not gonna put money on it.
no, I wouldn't
I,
really either. I'm just
the only thing that that kind of makes me think maybe is the like maybe that's why the free spin all of a sudden showed up. Like it was like oh, maybe we could get an Axis, and then they went and talked to SNS and they're like, oh well, we could do this package deal and give you a ride to hold you over too. And that's how we ended up with the free spin.
that would be great. That would be great. I really hope that's how it played out. I really do. Um,
But and the problem though is an SNS Axis wouldn't fit in Camp Snoopy.
yeah, I don't think it would.
Like that's not really a good Camp Snoopy ride, and we all know that
It doesn't fit the
Safari
bill.
Village
Yeah,
is obviously becoming a Camp Snoopy.
yeah, definitely, definitely. More to come with a bit of that later. Walt Disney World and Disneyland are now requiring that you wear a mask indoors on their transportation systems, such as their buses, their Skyliner, their monorails, as the CDC has come out and kind of reinstated that they suggest that they want that to be the case. They want, while you're indoors, regardless of vaccination status, you to be wearing a mask. So Disney has aligned their policies to that suggestion. So, I mean, I don't think this really. It doesn't shock me. What shocks me is that how quickly they kind of flip flopped. Because it was like, what was it, June 15th that they lifted their mask mandate? It's like less than a month. It's actually more than a month now. But
Well,
it's right back to indoor masks. I know. I
the
think.
the, the problem is there's a lot of areas that are getting huge COVID spikes,
Hmm.
and that's what's kind of. I think that's what's changing things. And right now, the CDC recommendations are actually um, focused on areas where there is widespread COVID transmission. So they're not saying that everybody has to do this or anything like that, but they're strongly recommending it. And it's just I, really seriously, I think what some of this boils down to is, you know, the guidelines were pretty much if you were unvaccinated, you were supposed to still wear your masks, but everybody just quit wearing their masks altogether. And I think that's kind of I think that's kind of the problem we kind of
Ran
entered
into.
into,
Hmm.
where it was like you can't really enforce that because they said you shouldn't have to ask for like your vaccine card, which I understand. I get that. I mean, but the problem is like now we're getting to a point where okay, well, we can't differentiate. We can't enforce unvaccinated people not wearing their masks.
So let's just make
So
it
we're just gonna have to say
a blanket
everybody's gonna have.
statement that everyone has to do it.
So now when you see somebody not wearing a mask, you know they're supposed to have a mask on. And there's also this is the thing that's interesting to me, and I don't. I feel is a little bit weird. The CDC is actually finding evidence now that vaccinated people can actually transmit the virus. But apparently this isn't new news. So I'm not really sure what changed other than we're seeing bad results. We're seeing the spikes and like
Yeah, I'd always heard.
I don't know.
I don't know. When I first got vaccinated, I kind of suggested that to, I think it was my mom. I was like, well, I mean, I got my vaccine, but it's still possible for me to transmit the virus. And I think we had a discussion about that. So yeah, it's always been kind of known, but now it's, I think, become more of an
I think
issue.
maybe it's just an issue of wait, it's might be more of an issue than we thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that there's
hmm
you
And
know,
I
I
think
don't know
it's
if there's a
yeah.
quantifiable amount at this point, but I mean, obviously, there's areas with serious widespread issues, and I mean, and of course, most of those areas are, the areas where there's less people vaccinated.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you can get into all kinds of political discussions about this. It shouldn't be political, um, but I really think that this is just the beginning. I think we're gonna start seeing this in more and more parks, and
Yeah.
really seriously, I'm hoping that we don't get to a point where we're actually in getting closer to lockdown type stuff again. And the thing that scares me is, it has always kind of been a known thing that when winter comes, the virus can get worse. And well, winter is coming. So I don't know.
You don't
Hopefully,
even know, Bob. That was pretty great. Uh, you just quoted Game of Thrones without even knowing it.
no, I know. I knew that was a quote.
Did you know that? All right.
I did know that was
I
a
was about to
quote.
say that. I was like, winter is coming.
The only reason why I know that's a quote is because of the pinball machine.
Okay. Winter is coming. Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty great. But yeah, I think we'll start seeing it. So the Cedar Fair Park still, at least as my knowledge, even if I'm pretty sure it's regardless of vaccination status, you still have to wear a mask indoors. I think you thought that it's not, if you're not vaccinated, that's kind of their stance, but I thought it was regardless of vaccination status. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe I'm
me
incorrect in
actually.
that. But either way, I think even if that's not the case, I think we'll see them shift that kind of wording around from the not regardless of vaccination status, just if you're unvaccinated, to regardless of vaccination status. So even if that is their set of rules right now, I think we'll see that shift. Yeah, I don't know. I think seeing Disney do this, other parks are going to have to take this into consideration again. So,
Yeah, and I
I mean,
think we're also
because we always know what Disney does, others follow. So, I think it won't be too long until we see other parks start this.
King's Dominion. I just looked up. King's Dominion is unless fully vaccinated, face coverings are required indoors, except while eating or drinking.
All right.
So if you're vaccinated, you don't have to have a face covering indoors. But if you are unvaccinated, you do.
Yeah. So I think we'll just see them shift that wording then to to regardless of vaccination status, probably here in the next week or two, maybe. And yeah, that'll be that. I think until obviously another large scale decision has to come. But that's what's going on with the masks and the theme parks. I'm a little nervous
I do
about.
think that I also want to add, I was also reading that Universal Studios Hollywood
Hmm.
and Magic Mountain
Yes,
are
they
also
both did.
requiring
Yeah.
them
Yep.
out of local government mandates.
So I went.
Universal
Mhm.
Universal Orlando said that they were going to begin requiring employees to wear masks. But they said so far they're not following Disney at the moment.
All right. So
So we'll
yeah, I'm
see.
going to California as I don't know. I think I've possibly said that on the show once or twice. So that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, so I saw that spark up, and I'm like, I'm not. Again, I think I've always had the stance, and I think you know this, of like, I don't care what the policy of the park is. I'll follow whatever they tell me to do. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. So I'm not. This isn't like, oh God, now I'm going to California, I have to wear a mask indoors. I don't care really. But it is starting to worry me a bit because I'm like, I got 2 weeks. Let's hope nothing crazy is coming out of this. It's just I hope it's just wearing masks indoors, even if it's return to wearing masks outdoors. Even I don't care, but I'm really banking on the next 2 weeks. Let's just stay even. Let's not go crazy here.
We're- I
I'm really
I-
nervous about California going like, let's just out of state travel. So let's not have that anymore again.
yeah,
Let's
that might be a concern. I really don't think that we're going to hit a point where outdoor face coverings are going to be required, because I think we now know that doesn't. Now maybe in lines, like if you're standing in line, well, they'll start doing it there. But like walking around the park,
I don't know. I think it might just return to like the
outdoor.
policy of like, while you're in our park, wear a mask at all times. I think I might just return to that kind of stance, possibly. I don't know, because even then, I mean, you can. I mean, not everyone was wearing a mask around the park, but I mean, I think it's just kind of like for them, it's easier to just say, while you're in our park, wear a mask, instead of like saying, well, unless you're here, 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 or there, or you're 6 feet apart. Like, as in, it's like, well, people can argue, well,
That is true.
there's too many loopholes, so I don't know. But I don't think anything crazy will come out of that anytime soon. Hopefully, it won't be at all ever. But I don't think it'll be anytime soon. So for right now, masks are required indoors at some of the Disney parks, or all the Disney parks, and some of other like California parks, as Bob stated. So moving on to the Kings Island cell phone confiscation story that Bob definitely wanted to include in here. I know this is definitely a high point for you, because
Yeah,
Kings
I'm
Island
excited to see this.
actually followed one of their policies. And what happened was, and if you want to explain, that's fine, but someone on Diamondback got their phone confiscated.
Which happens at Cedar Fair parks frequently. However, in this case, security was waiting for them.
Yeah, and
when
the
the
great
ride
thing
came
about
back to the
this,
station.
the great thing about this is it wasn't just confiscated in the station or like any random place. They stopped it on the lift hill, and the employee actually had to climb up on the lift hill and walk up the stairs, take the phone from the individual, and then walk back down. I think that's pretty cool. I mean,
Well, I've actually heard of this happening in Cedar Fair parks where they've actually gone up lift hills and taken the phone off of them,
hmm
but then they just give the phone back to them, and they go on their merry way.
which is kind of a waste
However,
of everyone's
right,
time.
yeah. In this case, security was waiting for them and escorted them out of the park.
Yeah.
And there are, in our show notes, there's a link to the Reddit thread. There are numerous people now saying they witnessed the similar things happening. I'm really happy to see this, and hopefully this means people will start realizing, oh, wait, they might actually throw me out of the park, so I better not act like an idiot.
hmm Yeah, seeing the enforcement will deter others. I mean, and that's really all you got to do. That's what we've been talking about we talked about a couple weeks ago. Regardless of what it is, a fight, a phone, any type of safety concern, you have to reprimand the individual. It's the same. I mean, it's just basic common sense, really. If somebody does something bad, they get in trouble, and then the rest of the class or the rest of your children, whoever it is, isn't going to misbehave in that regard again, right? I mean, I don't feel like that's too crazy logic. So it's good to see Kings Island following a policy they have and actually punishing those individuals that are going against it. And
we actually had a comment in our chat that somebody just saw it happen on the beach several weeks ago. So it is starting happening.
Yeah, I really wish that happened when I was on the Beast. I was on the Beast back in 2017 getting a night ride, and some I'm just gonna that'll be my I'm bleeping myself. Some took his phone out and started flashing, like turned the flashlight on, was waving around like he was at a concert. I'm like, what the? I waited so long to get a Beast night ride, and you're gonna turn your flashlight on and wave it around in the front. Like, what is this? What is the purpose of this? Like, are you trying to impress somebody? Are you trying to just be a I mean, what's I don't understand what you're gaining from this. I don't understand. But yeah, that's definitely a good thing to see. I hope that if that situation occurred again, like on the Beast, they would actually do something about that, because that was definitely something that upset me while I was at Kings Island. Yeah, so good to see. It's also, I don't know, this is an interesting one. Something similar happening down at Frontier City. A man.
More people being stupid.
Yes, it was. A man was walking by the Wildcat roller coaster, and I guess he witnessed the ride stop. I believe it was like at the brake run, because he said he had to climb over the fence and then climb up like a small ladder. So it was like on the brake run. It was just a normal safety stop. The system detected some sort of malfunction and just stopped it on the brake run. And I think they said they were having maintenance come to either evac those people or get them through into the station and get them off that way. But this man decided to take action into his own hands, and he was trying to supply water to the individual stuck on the ride. So, I mean, good intentions at heart, but moronic behavior. He climbed over a fence, which he claims, it didn't say authorized personnel only. Come on. I feel like that's... it's got to be... They have a fence there for a reason. It doesn't have to say... I mean, do they really need to say danger on the sign? I mean, come on. They built a fence around the ride so people wouldn't go into the ride area.
So here's the problem, and this was what was this was mentioned in the Six Flags statement. I guess the Frontier City statement.
Six Flags Frontier City.
They were actually at the time getting ready to start the lift.
Yes.
And that's the whole problem. Like, he could have been seriously injured. Being in the wrong spot when, this is just, I mean, I don't care if you have good intentions.
So I was wrong then. So it wasn't actually that he was on the brake run. It was on the lift hill.
No, he climbed the lift hill. Yeah, it was the lift hill. He climbed the lift hill.
All right, the way he explains it in the initial comments, he says, like, I just jumped over a handrail, walked up there and handed it to the personnel. I don't know. It sounded more like he said, did you climb a ladder? And he said, yeah, right next to the track. I don't know. It sounded more like something that was lower to the ground. I didn't realize he was on a lift hill, but yeah.
No, he was on the catwalk next on the lift hill.
Yeah. Now that I'm reading their statement, I see that. That's even worse. Yeah. So yeah, you're correct. He could have been severely injured. Could have injured other people. I mean, and for what? The park knows when to supply water. They're not ridiculous. They understand. I think he was like, they said they didn't have anybody authorized to do so. Probably not at the time, because probably nobody at the time was authorized to do so because they were getting ready to restart the ride.
Right, exactly. And
So-
you don't want people having water bottles on the ride. You don't
Yeah.
like. There's a lot of reasons why they do what they do.
They are prepared for this. They have situations planned out for this type of incident. So yeah, the guests don't need to get involved in this. This is something that the park can handle. And if they can't, then that's when, I mean, the guests, that's always guest complaints. There's always ways to go around it. But taking such a severe action as that is crazy. I mean, that's just plain crazy. And he tried to like, oh, I'm never coming back. I'm like, good. I mean, they banned him for 5 years, and he said, I think he said I'll return the favor and I just won't go back. But
Good. Don't go back.
exactly. It's like you're trying to sound like you were in the right here, man. You were not. Come on, are you serious? Are you literally, are you okay in the brain? Because I don't know if anyone would ever be like, oh yeah, climbing in a restricted area, climbing the ride, totally fine. I mean, I don't know. I'm really having a hard time seeing. Like when I first saw the title, I'm like, wow, that's kind of drastic. But then, then I read it, and I'm like, all right, this guy's just an idiot. I'm sorry.
Good
Plain and
intentions
simply,
don't excuse stupid actions.
stupid behavior. Yeah.
That's what this boils down to. I mean, clearly, you're not like. Oh my God! Like,
I mean, I feel like this is something you have to explain to like your 4-year-old. Like, hey, there's a fence here. Don't climb it. Not a like. Well, this guy had to be in his 30s, 40s, 50s, something like that. This isn't. This. I mean, they build a fence around the ride. You're not supposed to climb it. I mean, that should be pretty self-explanatory. They know the procedures that they need to follow in this type of incident. I mean, he was walking by too. How does he know how long? They could have been up there for 5 minutes. I mean, I think most people can go 5 minutes, and even if it's a little bit hot outside without water, I mean, yeah, it's stupid. It's just, that's the best.
The comments on this page too are disgusting. Like, I mean, there's a few good ones, but I like the one here says maybe we could get commentary by the Kardashians. They're kind of ragging on the news coverage. But this one nails it. So you did a news story on a man who thought he was above the rules and tried to paint him as some good Samaritan hero. Question mark. Which that is kind of the thing that upsets me, is it's like the news article kind of does.
Yeah, the title especially, like when you posted that link, I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Like, what? They definitely are trying to convey that message of this guy was, all he was trying to do was give him some water, and he got banned for 5 years. And then you do actually read the story, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, holy crap. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty horribly written article.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not one of the better I've seen. But yeah, this is definitely just a terrible handling of the situation by this man. And anybody that condemns this is, you got to look at this as way more than just, again, the title and the actions of the man. You got to look at the fact that the staff knows, and the maintenance crew, they all know what to do in this situation. And if it required giving the people water or evacuating them off the ride, then that would have been what happened. So,
yeah.
Looking at the solely from the man's actions, people might think, oh, that's fine, whatever. But bypassing a security fence, bypassing staff, and just, it's just stupid. It's just dumb, no matter what it's for. So, moving on to a park that we've talked about, I think a while back. We talked about this. I think it was just concept art at that point. Peppa Pig's theme park is coming to Florida. It's coming to, I think, like Winter Haven. It's right next to the Legoland Florida Resort. It's owned by the Legoland Florida Resort.
But it is going to be a separate gate.
It is a separate gate, yes. And they announced the ride, so that's what we're talking about today. They have a roller coaster, which I don't think the actual manufacturer's been released. I think it's probably like Zamperla. That's what I would guess. That's what it
That
kind of
that
resembles.
looks like yeah, Zamperla,
Hmm.
Coco Cruise
Hmm. Hmm.
type thing. Is that
Um,
well? Yeah, I think
what?
yeah, that's probably Coco Cruiser
Yeah,
looking.
one of the clones, or not really. They have like those. Yeah, they have those clones of those small kitty coasters. They do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's. I mean, from the image, that's exactly what it looks like. The Zamperla Family Gravity Coaster.
Yeah. Um, so we have that. That's called Daddy Pig's Roller Coaster. So not impressed with the naming. The next one is called Peppa Pig's Balloon Ride. So really, all they're doing is they're taking what kind of ride it is and then slapping a character on the front. That's really all that so far we've seen. So that's just one of those balloon attractions that's kind of like takes you up in like a little vehicle, has a balloon on top. They have them at like every Cedar
Balloon
Fair park.
race.
Yeah, and then they spin you around at the top of the tower. Um, Grand Dog's Pirate Boat Ride. I'm telling you, these are some really elaborate names here. Um, this I don't necessarily know what this is. It looks like just one of those rides that spins in a circular motion. I don't know if this is actually a.
It.
I feel like I've seen one of these
I'm actually
before.
really curious what this is.
It looks like the boats are just in like probably connected from the
Oh wait, you're
underneath of the
still on
water.
the pirate boat ride.
Yeah, that's what I'm still on.
Yeah, it's just a kiddie boat ride.
Yeah, it just goes around in a circle.
The next one's the one that I'm really curious about.
Yes, Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Adventure. Um, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I mean
It
it's
loosely
definitely.
reminds me. It reminds me of the hand cars at Idlewild,
Hmm.
but it's not that because it's on a like a. I mean, almost like a Terra Pro track, except it's not a suspended coaster. It's like
Hmm.
I
Well,
have no idea. I have no idea what this
it
is.
looks to me like Black Bear Trail at Dollywood. I can't remember what the exact name of that ride is, but it's like I don't remember the exact classification. I don't even think it's not considered a coaster. So it's I mean, I can't look it up on RCDB,
Well,
but
yeah, I didn't mean to imply that it was a coaster.
no, no, no. But
Yes, actually, that's exactly what it does look like.
yeah, so
That's exactly what it is.
I think it's. I can't remember even who manufactures this, but I remember they came out with the concept art for this like a while back. Like a manufacturer came out with it, and now I can't remember who it was. But yeah, that's what I remember. So that's what it reminds me of, and I think that's what it is. Um,
Yes,
but it's
it is definitely a Black Bear Trail. Whatever Black Bear Trail is, that's what this is.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Um, yeah, but it's dinosaur themed. Looks pretty neat. Lastly, or actually, I think we have a couple more. Actually, we have Mr.
Two
Bull's
more.
High Striker.
Oh, that's a game. Oh wait.
No, this is
Oh,
a
is
ride.
this the
I think this is the drop tower. It says once the hammer hits the bell on Mr. Bull's High
this is
Striker, your
that
family will bounce up to the sky.
who made Oh, I remember wondering if we'd ever see one of these. Or no, there is one somewhere. It's that interactive. It's like the game that you like hit the target with a
Oh
hammer
yeah,
and you ring the bell, except instead of it being the little thing that goes up and rings the bell, you actually ride it.
yeah. I remember seeing. I think we talked about it on the show.
But I can't remember who was making those.
Yeah, I can't either. Hmm.
I I don't
It's
think it
like a
was
drop tower
S&M.
ride, but
Was it
themed
Skyline?
after. But themed after like the High Striker games. Yeah, I don't know. This is it's eluding my mind. It's the same
Yeah,
thing with the,
Skyline Attractions. Strike you up.
all right. All right. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. And then
Oh, Fun Spot America has one.
which one? Atlanta, Kissimmee, or Orlando? I think it might be. I think it might be the Orlando one because I think I remember seeing it. But either way, lastly, Peppa's Pedal Bike Tour and George's Tricycle Trail are the last attractions. This looks to me more like kind of like a playground-esque. I mean, it's like they're riding tricycles around. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I can't really. I don't know if I can. I can't really tell what it is, to be honest. I don't know if you have a more in-depth look at what this is, but it looks more like a interactive, like tricycle area where you're just kind of riding around in a tricycle. You said what?
It literally just looks like
You have.
riding.
That's exactly. That's all I can say. I don't feel like this is a ride more since it's more like a playground or. Yeah. So that's what's happening over at the Peppa Pig theme park.
There are some other things, but they're not really rides, I guess.
Yeah, they're not really rides, so I didn't think those are just play places and additional smaller like
A cinema
yeah.
where you can watch some of your favorite episodes of Peppa Pig.
And let me just say this because I remember we argued and you were like, "Oh, Peppa Pig's great and it's fine and the animation." I'm still not a fan of animation of Peppa Pig. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a kid's show.
You're also not 5 or 6.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with that it's children. It's a children's show. It's like I just
Let me tell you,
dull and mundane. I don't know. I just don't like it.
Peppa Pig is like
I understand how big it is.
kids are mesmerized by it. So
Yeah, I understand. I think it. I mean, I think I even said when we did the show like a while back about this. I think I said it's like the most popular show in the UK or something. It's like it's a big show. It's like the #1 kids show in the entire United Kingdom.
and
So
it's stupid popular here too.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why they're building the park in Florida. But I don't know. I just coming from the James aspect, I don't like the animation of this show at all. It's like creepy and I don't know, and it's boring.
Creepy.
I think it's kind of creepy. I think it's kind of creepy. These characters to me are kind of creepy. They kind of scare me.
Okay.
Bob. I'm having nightmares about Peppa Pig tonight.
Oh my God.
She's coming for me. Do you know she's actually like look up Peppa Pig's height real quick, and I'm pretty sure it's still up. Yeah.
Oh no, we had this. I remember.
We did
having
talk
this.
about this too. That's what's scary about this
Yeah.
too. She's 7'1".
I don't even want to have this discussion again.
It scares me, Bob. That's why. She scares me. Her dad's 15 feet tall. It's a giant pig.
That's not even. There's no way that's accurate.
It is. It is. I mean, no one from the show has disproven it. And I'm pretty sure it's actually been proven
What do you mean
by the
proven?
showrunner. Like the showrunners have actually said that's the case. So that's what I mean by proven. They've actually came out and said that is the case. I don't know though. Either way, even if that's not true, I don't know. It just adds to the creepiness.
It's a meme. The 7-foot thing is a meme.
It's a meme. Did you already figure it out? Did you already like track it down?
No, I'm just googling.
I don't know if it's a meme, but I don't really care. Either way, that just she scares me. The animation scares me. I don't like it. It's not, and it's not even. I don't know. I just think it's boring animation. But it. All right, last news story. Actually, that is the last news story for this half of the show. In the second half of the show, we're going to be talking about King's Dominion, because King's Dominion's posted a little bit more teasers on their Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, social media pages. We're going to talk a little bit about the California trip that I mentioned earlier. I'll talk about where I'm going, talk about what I'm going to be seeing. Then we're going to talk about the Coach Dog Podcast photo contest because the submissions it's over. The submissions have ended. You cannot, no longer you submit a photo to the website as of the recording of the show, actually. So you're out of luck if you didn't submit. We extended it to the 29th, and it is now the 29th. So we're also going to talk about the weekly poll. That's all coming up in the second half of the show. I don't like that so. Oh, why is it not stopping? All right, there. So, 29th. We're also going to talk about the weekly poll. That's all coming up in the second. Oh, I called it the second half. Sorry.
What? Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about Peppa Pig's animation. I just can't. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
What the hell is this?
Well, it's the exact same thing I said when we did this segment a couple of weeks ago. Or a couple months ago. Whenever they announced this. I just don't like the animation.
No, the Peppa Pig Fananon wiki is disturbing.
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
But this isn't real. Like, this isn't real stuff. This is like people making shit up. Like,
Well, that's the stuff that I've seen and read about before, so that scares me. She's a narcissist. I don't know, man. There's just some creepy things with Peppa the Pig, and she can scare me. And then the animation really isn't to
'cause
me.
you're like reading this weird shit on the internet.
The animation just isn't it.
Because, wow, there's some weird shit on the internet. Holy crap.
All right, last news story. She scares me. The animation scares me. I don't like it. I don't know, man. There's just some creepy things with Peppa the Pig, and she can scare me. And then the animation really isn't to me. Are you ready to resume?
Hold on.
You reading about Peppa the Pig still?
Three feet tall.
Is that her actual canon height?
Yeah, on the actual fandom wiki, it is listed as 3 feet tall.
I don't know, Bob. I can't claim to be a Peppa the Pig expert, so.
Alright. Alright, you ready for the second half?
Second part. I'm just kidding.
What?
I said second part. Don't say half. I was just kidding.
A rethemed voyage to Peppa Pig? That's a hot take.
Then Voyage would be even scarier. I know Pam said she's scared of Voyage. Now I'd be scared of Voyage. I mean, no, it's not really that serious. But I don't know. I just don't like. I have to say, I've never watched the show. I've seen like 1 or 2 clips from it. That pig scares me.
That pig scares you. There's nothing scary about this. Is the weirdest conversation I've ever had.
Period.
It's up there.
You just read some of the stuff that probably is what I've been talking about, how she scares me. Just the stories, Bob. Just the.
They're all made up shit. Watch the show. That's like nothing scary in the show. Holy crap.
I don't actually want to watch the show.
Kids show.
It's the same. I mean, there's some weird theories with every show. But Peppa Pig can take some weird turns. Do you actually watch the show? Have you actually watched the show before, Bob?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's my favorite show.
No. My niece and nephew watch it. They still watch it all the time.
To this day.
Yes.
To this very moment in time.
Probably.
I mean,
They're probably watching it right now.
Right now.
Actually.
At 1 a.m. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2. I'll let you
3,
do it.
2.
And we are back. And I just had a brief day nightmare. I don't know how to use daymare about Peppa the Pig. What is it? What is it when you? is that a daymare? I guess that's what it's called.
I don't know, James. You've got issues. That's all.
No. Welcome back to the second half of the show, though. It's time to talk about a bit of a news story. That's not really news. It's more of like an update about King's Dominion. They've been teasing their new project. We'll just say that because we're not necessarily 100% confident what it is as of now. But we got 2 new teasers out of the park since we last covered this topic. Firstly, we got a new coordinate. A new coordinate that takes us to the ruins of Pompeii. Which I still think can fit into this like snake theme they're going to. Apparently Pompeii, I read, they like Roman mythology kind of idolized snakes and said that snakes were like guardians and protectors and stuff of that nature. So I think it's possible
that didn't work out very well for them.
Yeah. They weren't really protected, were they? Or maybe they were.
And Anaconda sure didn't protect Volcano.
Yeah, so maybe the snake isn't that. Maybe they were definitely wrong with that take. Snakes definitely aren't the protectors, but and then we got another teaser, and it's how many hacks does it take to get to the center of a bamboo shoot? So kind of playing on that. How many licks does it get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And then they proceeded to hit with a. I really can't. It's like a wooden. I think it's like a wooden.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what
something.
It was. No, it's something that's like I don't know. I don't know what it was.
It looks like weird. Maybe it's a machete. It might be like a. I can't tell, but it's like whatever it is. It's kind of dull because it does like no damage to this piece of bamboo. But people are saying, oh, it was hit 22 times, hence 2022. This project is occurring in 2022. But it's the hashtag is what's in the bamboo from the park, so I think that's pretty clever.
Wait, what's in the bamboo?
Yeah. You didn't see that? It's right on the tweet. What's in the bamboo?
That where were you reading that at?
It's directly underneath the tweet.
Really? Seriously?
I am being 100% serious.
I completely missed that. I don't know how.
I mean, it's obviously a comedic.
It's not. Oh wait, like a comment?
No, it is actually from the park. Here, I'll send it to you right now. Look at that. See it?
It literally, I'm looking at the tweet right now, and that is not on.
I mean, it's there. It's from the park.
Why is it on yours and not mine?
I don't know. The park wanted me to see it only.
So
It's my
weird.
eyes only. No, I don't know. But
Oh, I see. Okay, if you have to go into, you have to open the tweet itself, and then it does show up. Okay.
all right, I don't know. I'm on the web, on the web version of Twitter. So
No, well, yeah, but you have to actually go to the actual link to the tweet.
yeah. I mean, yeah, okay,
It doesn't
sure,
show up
yeah.
on the timeline.
No. Okay, I thought you meant you had like click on the video or something. No, yeah. If you just click on the tweet, that's where you see it. Yeah. So I don't know necessarily what that means. I think it might just be a comedic kind of poke at Mystic Timbers and what's in the shed. I don't know if it actually what's in the bamboo. Actually, I mean, I think what they're doing is they're kind of having a double meaning. I think so. It's definitely more of a comedic, I think, poke at Mystic Timbers and Kings Island. But obviously, what's in the bamboo? Like, what's lurking in the bamboo? What are we looking for? Is it the 40 free spin, which is what I still think what this is? Is it the retheme of the Congo, which is what Bob thinks it might be? I don't know. It's an interesting teasing campaign. They're doing a good job, I think, hyping this up. And they also forgot to mention they've included some more theming in the area around the construction fences for this new 40 free spin / renovation of that Congo area. I don't know if they're actually doing it. It's still a speculation what they're doing back there. If it's just the 40 free spin, if they're actually redoing that area or what. But around those construction fences, they have now included a lot of it looks like archaeological findings and snakes, and it's very interesting. So I think we're definitely looking at whatever it is. I think we're still looking at like a Congo theme of this area because I think this theming still points at that. You agree?
I'm kind of thinking it's a retheme as well.
But
stop your audio.
Okay.
I need to investigate something. Something just popped up and I think there's something hidden in this video.
In the video itself?
Yes.
What is that?
I'm not sure yet.
It's just there.
Oh. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna have to screenshot this. So when I tried to download the video,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually get the video. This is what I got.
One. Interesting.
But I'm really confused. I want this actual video because it actually looks like there is
What? What
Like
is
right
there?
around the 16-second mark.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on
Or
full.
wait, no, not 16. Um, right around the 8-second mark, you can see text flying over the bamboo. Do you see it?
No, because it's still loading. Let me see if I can. Which part of the bamboo?
The bamboo that they're hitting.
I don't see any
Now,
text.
I don't know if it's just a film effect or if it's actually saying something.
I don't see any text. I'm on full screen. Where do you
Okay,
where do you see the text?
it like. Hold on, let me see if I can get a screenshot of it. Oh, Ballin Wallen says he sees it at 7. Can you see it on that shot I gave you? You can see like an O.
Yeah, I saw that. That's just the film effect, though. Because that comes up later as well. I didn't know we were looking at that. I definitely saw that, yeah. Let's see. If you go to 9 seconds too, you can see it kind of like it just goes over it's like a film effect. It's just like an overlay you can add.
I'd really like to download this video and go frame by frame, but that's weird that I got that one.
Yeah. I think there's going to be one train on this 40 free spin.
Are they just messing with us?
Who? What?
King's Dominion, like, does this actually mean something? Or are they just, like, making us go crazy?
I mean, I still think it's the free spin. So I think they're making us go crazy because, I mean, we already know what's happening.
Oh wait, never mind. Forget that one thing. Forget what I downloaded. It downloaded the wrong thing. That was a reply to it.
Oh, okay. I was like, that is very interesting.
King's Dominion hid 2 replies.
Yeah, I saw. I was gonna bring that up, but then I was like, oh, those replies aren't really anything. It's like, imagine doing this hype just for a 40 free spin.
All right, we can continue.
All right, where do you want to? We kind of like did some weird, awkward pauses there for a sec. Where do you want to like restart?
I don't know.
You agree? Theme of this area, because I think this theming still points at that. Oh, I was saying I think this theming still. So can you cut it at what are you? Yeah, 54:20 seconds. Are you 54:20? Are you talking or what?
I'm looking into it.
I don't know how
Said something.
far off we are.
I said yeah, but I can cut it there.
You just cut it off. Cut that out, because I think that was you were like looking at that and you weren't really listening to me. You're just like, yeah. So I said I think this theming still points at kind of like a Congo theme, like the theming they have outside of the construction. So you can respond to that, all right?
A bamboo coaster. Would that be considered wood though?
Yeah. As long as the rails you're riding on are bamboo.
It actually starts with film grain too.
Yeah, it's throughout the video, kind of. It's not like those circular patterns don't show up until 7, but it's like a filter they put on.
You know, what if it's not just a filter though?
I mean, the letters you're saying it's an O. It's not an O. It's like film. Like you can see it spinning. So unless they're spelling out ooh.
Zoo.
Zoo. And that is somehow related to boo. You remove volcano, boo. No, zoo, and maybe it's instead of Camp Snoopy, maybe it's Zoo Campy or Snoopy Camp or Campy. Snoopy Zoo, the Snoopy Zoo. Snoopy meets his favorite animals.
Whatever it is, it looks like it. I wish I could download this video. I used to be able to download. Used to be able to download videos from my app, but then it quit working for some reason. Yeah, that would be weird if they actually built it out of bamboo. I don't know what the Dwayne would have a heart attack. Or the first time they build one out of plastic.
All right, just so you want to respond to my comment, I said once again that I think the theming that they included outside of the construction area still points like a Congo theming.
Okay.
So you can respond to that. 3, 2. Oh, you
3, 2. So yeah, I kind of I think the video that came out kind of, to me, kind of signified a like we're cutting down the bamboo, which could kind of be implicated as we're getting rid of the Congo or Safari Village or whatever. Um, and that's kind of making me lean into the it's a re-theme. But I already knew that. I already knew it was going to be Camp Snoopy. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still banking on this being a Congo Safari Village theme. I hope I'm wrong. I would like a re-theme. That'd be nice, and like a cohesive theme throughout this area a little bit more. Um, so, gods be good. Hopefully you're right. But yeah, I'm still thinking this is just the 40 free spin. It's saying what's in the bamboo. We're trying to look through the bamboo, see the free spin back there. This theming that's popped up is possibly pointing towards
the
the.
what's in the bamboo thing is kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
But it's
definitely.
not in the bamboo. It's in the dang parking lot. We all know that already.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a perplexing campaign, which is what I'm sure what they're going for. That's how you know you have a good campaign. If you can't really, if everyone can't follow the same path, and there's all these different hypotheses and conclusions being reached, you have a good kind of puzzle at foot, and that's I think what they're going for. That's why they have all these weird coordinates and this bamboo. It's definitely an interesting campaign. We'll see where this leads.
Also,
we're going to be following this until we get an announcement.
I do also, I think it's interesting. There is, obviously it could just be a filter, but
Yeah.
it looks like there's potentially text going over top of the video, right around the 7 or 8 second mark.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that that's just a filter to make it look kind of like older film.
And that's a very good, I mean, that's a very good assumption to make. It probably is. Still, I would like to download this video, but I can't seem to make it happen right now. But I'd like to download the video and go frame by frame and see. But if anybody's listening out there, and wants to try to grab the video and do that, it might be worth taking a look at.
Yeah, it might be worthwhile. Again, I'm of the opinion it's film, but it's definitely.
Just make sure you give us credit.
Definitely not.
For giving you the idea.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth the look into and seeing. And that about concludes the King's Dominion teasers. We don't know much more. We don't have any more teasers to talk about, really. Pompeii, I really still think it has to do tying in with the snakes. If
I
not,
don't know though.
Maybe it's like a kind of a homage to Volcano.
That's kind of. It just seems Pompeii just screams volcano. Now I'm not saying that's what they're signifying, but at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I think it's probably a bit of both, maybe even. Like it's contributing to this theming of the 40 free spin, but it's also like, hey, but we got a volcano right there, so tipping the hat to the ride that we kind of a ride that we treated poorly, and they admit. I mean, the park has definitely admitted that to us. So I remember when we talked with Tony Johnson, and he was like, I hated it. I hated having to make that decision. So the park themselves kind of admits that they had a bit of a they treated the ride poorly, and everyone loved it, and that it was a tough decision. But I think it's probably a bit of both, possibly.
Yeah, that one still hurts.
Yeah, still a dagger to the heart. It's definitely hard.
My biggest fear is we're going to get a B&M to replace it. that just won't do. Just won't do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there could be a potential ride from B&M that would be great. and could fill somewhat of a void, but I don't think
No, a B&M no. You can't put. I'm not saying that King's Dominion should never get another B&M. I'm not saying B&Ms are terrible rides. You just can't replace an Intamin like Volcano with a B&M. It just no. There is no B&M that I don't care if you put Fury there that doesn't do you B&M can't do it. B&M cannot rise to what Volcano was. It's just not. They can't.
All right. Before we get into another debate, before we make the show a lot longer than was planned, the California trip that I mentioned earlier, I wanted to revisit real quick and just kind of explain what's happening as of right now. Just quickly run over the details of my trip. Not going to go into crazy in depth. But yeah, I am going to California, guys. It's happening the 13th through the 21st. I will be in California. I plan on doing California's Great America, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, Magic Mountain. Disneyland is going to be in there. I don't know how much of Disneyland I'll get to accomplish. But I definitely want to go like Galaxy's Edge at the very least. Then I plan on doing, I think I said Magic Mountain already, Knott's Berry Farm, maybe like Gilroy Gardens, get that park out of the way. So yeah, it's going to be a fun little trip. Again, it's the 13th to the 21st, so if any of you are going to be at the California parks, just let me know. I can't honestly remember the exact days that I have the park set at right now, so I can't specify, but as I get closer to, it'd be cool to meet some of the California listeners. We've met some East Coast listeners, we've even met some Midwest listeners before, but I don't know if I've ever actually had the pleasure of meeting, if we even have any California. I think we do. I think we have some California listeners, so any of you are going to be out there, those dates, shoot me a message. I'd love to meet up. Of course, when I get back, I'll do an actual recap of the trip. So, moving on from that, the Coaster Talk podcast photo contest has ended. I just wanted to once again reiterate that. We extended it through the 29th, and it is, as of the recording of the show, the 29th. So, there is no longer a way for you to submit photos to us. Thank you for all that did submit. We look forward to judging and to looking into those photos.
I look forward to being judgmental.
Yeah, we look forward to crapping on your artistic outlet. No, we'll be kind. We'll be kind. I don't know about the actual judges, but we will. Me and Bob will be kind. Because the first thing we'll do is just weed out photos that don't meet our criteria. So most of the ones we got, I think, did. I don't think there's any that really didn't.
Are there any still Vengeance
this year
pictures?
We weren't lucky enough to get those this year. But I don't think we got any also from restricted areas or watermarks or, anything that was taken from another person's account. So I think we're all good there. So most of the photos will make it on to the next round, but the first round will be next Thursday night. That's when that'll be kind of initiated. That'll be our telling of who made it to through the first round. Then the second round will happen is when we'll have the audience come in, and you guys will narrow it down to 10 photos. Those 10 photos will then be judged by our judges on the following week's show. So we're talking 3 weeks in advance here, 3 weeks from now. And then those judges will narrow down to 3. The 3 will win the prizes, which the prizes are really cool. They have like a wooden Cedar Point plaque that Bob got while he was at Cedar Point. It's 150th anniversary Cedar Point plaque. It's really cool. It's really nice. It's something you can hang up on a wall or maybe have like on a shelf. You have a Busch Gardens, not really branded to one or other parks, so it's just a Busch Gardens Bluetooth speaker. Has some coasters on it. It's a nice little speaker. And then we have a $100 B&H gift card. So those will be given out to the winners of the contest, and that'll be that. So that's we're looking at about three weeks down the line. So stay tuned. Every week we'll be releasing more about the that round's winners and the next round's kind of details. We still have yet to announce the judges, and that is purposeful. We still are talking to a few. We got most of them down, so probably next week we'll be able to release those to you. So we're looking forward to that. We have some good judges coming. And so it is time to talk about last week's weekly poll. For some reason, me and Bob kind of got into a pre-show debate about Raptor and Alpengeist. Raptor, the B&M invert at Cedar Point. Alpengeist, the B&M invert at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And we were like, oh no. Bob's like, Raptor's better. I'm like, Alpengeist is better. So we went to the weekly poll, and we're like, what are we going to do for the weekly poll this week, Bob? And couldn't think of anything. I'm like, hey, we were just arguing about Raptor and Alpengeist. Throw that in there. So we're kind of resorting back to the older polls. The older polls we had, like the original polls on the show, were like B&M versus Intamin, RMC versus Intamin, like a lot of versus. So we're kind of resorting back to that old format of poll. And we're doing Raptor versus Alpengeist. And you can see the results were very, very close here. 45% saying Raptor, which is 30 votes. 30 of the votes went to Raptor. 36 of the votes, or 55% of the vote, went to Alpengeist. So it's very close, which is what I figured. They're both really, I think, close rides. I think they're both very good. But Alpengeist took the lead. I don't know. Alpengeist has the layout. It has the height. It has the speed. Raptor overall has the more intensity, but Alpengeist, that Cobra roll is probably the most intense moment on an invert ever.
That Cobra roll can die in a fire.
No,
I hate that Cobra roll.
I love it. It's easily one of the best elements on a roller coaster in general. Like, it's so good. And that's how I know it's so intense that it causes you pain, and it causes me pain sometimes. But I love it. I love the pain.
That's the thing. It's not even fun. It's not worth the pain.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it is.
No.
Oh yeah, it's so good, so good. Yeah, I mean, I like Raptor a lot. I do. I think it's a very, very good B&M invert, and I honestly was more surprised on my last visit to Cedar Point by it than any other coaster there. So that was one of the coasters that actually moved up my list, as opposed to, Steel Vengeance stayed idle. It was where it was the first time I rode it. Maverick, Top Thrill Dragster, I've ridden all those rides enough to know, and I've gotten, enough experience on those rides to know that they're all really good rides, and they're all in my list. But Raptor really moved up. I don't know if it was because I got a bad ride, if I rode it in the wrong row, what it was on my first visit. My first couple of visits, actually, because I don't remember really liking Raptor that much. But it's really good.
The only thing that I can say for certain is they all need vest restraints.
That'll be the poll. We should make that the poll. Should B&Ms, all B&Ms with the hard shell over the shoulder restraints, move towards getting the vest restraints? I wonder what the results would be. I feel like that's not too unpopular of opinion. I feel like there's a good amount of people that like the vests and a good amount of people that don't like them.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting poll. Maybe that'll be our weekly poll for next week, Bob.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So next week's weekly poll is going to be, should B&Ms maintain the hard over-the-shoulder restraints that they have on their classic older B&M inverts, or should they implement the vest restraints on them? So like Raptor, could we retrofit them on?
Let's not. This is not a technical discussion of whether they can.
Whether it's is it actual possible? Which I think it could be done.
This is.
But even if you're like an insider and you're like, oh, well, I know B&Ms can't, I've worked on an invert before and they can't do it, whatever, they can't handle it. Yeah, definitely not looking at it from that aspect. Would it improve the ride experience if they could do it? Right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, so that's our next week's weekly poll, guys. You can answer that by going to coastertalkpodcast.com/poll or by following us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all at Coaster Talk Pod. We'll also have amusement industry discussion and other commentary on there as well, so on our socials. YouTube, Coaster Talk Podcast, you can follow us. We do our live streams every Thursday night. Sometimes it's Friday morning, but typically Thursday night. We do our live streams there. We have coaster footage. We have reviews, other industry commentary that we do sometimes on the show. Will go on to the YouTube channel. So that's Coaster Talk Podcast, 3 separate words. CoasterTalkPodcast.com/contact is where you can go if you want to give us feedback, if you want to talk to us. Anything that you need to tell us can go there. CoasterTalkPodcast.com/contact, or James at CoasterTalkPodcast.com, or Bob at CoasterTalkPodcast.com. Also, we would really appreciate it if you checked out CoasterTalkPodcast.com/shop and looked at any of our merchandise that kind of speaks to you, because I think we have some good merchandise, and anything you could buy and represent us at the parks would be greatly appreciated. We love the free marketing, and again, I think we have some good things there. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of Coaster Talk Podcast. I'm really shocked by we clocked in kind of short than we typically do. I'm so used to being at the 3 hour mark now, Bob, that it's almost weird to be stopping at 1 hour. But we did it, and I'm sure a lot of you are relieved on your way to work, and you're like, oh my God, thank God, I don't have to listen to this on the way home now. I'm done. It's over. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys all on next week's. Actually,
On next week's?
you won't, Bob. We won't see you on next week's. Should have said that. Do you want to re-record that ending?
Well, you didn't finish your sentence.
I said, thank you for listening to this episode. We'll see you on next week's episode. That was what was implied.
Oh. That sounded weird.
And we'll see you guys all on... I say that pretty much every week. I don't say next week's episode. I say next week's. That's what I've always kind of said.
No, you'll say I'll see y'all next week.
No, all right. I've definitely said next week's before.
It's okay.
I have the archive. I can go through and listen to all the archives. Right? I can find one, but do you want to? Let's re-record that, because you're not going to be here. I don't want people to think
you
you're
don't
going
need me to re-record it, or
well, you could be like, yeah, I'm going to be on vacation or whatever. That way, it's always like I'm ending the show. I feel like I take over at the end. I like it if you're still involved a little bit at the end. On your way to work, and you're like,
oh my God, thank God,
I don't have to listen to this on the way home now. I'm done. It's over. Let's go back to 1:10:51. That's where I'm stopping. I'm going to say, well, actually, Bob, I'm going to see everyone next week, but you're not. And then you can be like, yeah, I'm going to be on vacation. We got Timmy filling in or whatever. All right?
Hold on. I'm actually going to cut. I want to cut a little bit earlier. 1:10:32. Actually, let me do that, and I'll record dead air to 1:10:51.
All right.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2.
And whoa, I was about to say that me and you will see you on next week's show. That's actually not the case, Bob. I'll see everyone on next week's show. But Bob...
I will be at the beach.
Yeah, he'll be chilling out
for a week
on the sand, getting in the water. He won't be able to attend to us goofballs on the internet.
No, well, it depends. Maybe for a short period I could pop into live chat. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see him.
See what happens. I just can't, since it's a family vacation. I can't schedule something that specifically happens at a certain time. Plus, we actually have extended family coming this time, so scheduling is going to be.
Yeah, and as you guys know, our scheduling never goes as planned. So Bob could be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be recording from
exactly
9 to 10 or 9 to 11 or whatever," and then it's like, "Oh, just never see Bob again. He's in his room till 2 a.m. recording the show." So
yeah, we also don't know. We're actually getting in a different house this year, and we have no idea what the internet situation is going to be like. So that could introduce a whole other. So we'll just I think you're gonna see if the anti Bob can join, right?
Yep, the anti-Bob, Timmy Jung will be joining us next week, most likely. If not, it'll have to be a solo show. We haven't done one of those in like 2 years, but now I think we'll get Timmy. I'm sure will come on. We'll have a good show next week. And yeah, so we'll see you guys then.
Perfect.
That was good. That was better. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a copy of this. You can still add stories if you want to, like that you want us to talk about.
Hmm. Oh.
I'm gonna share it with you, still.
Oh, okay.
And since you said you might pop in or whatever. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Gotta have something. What? I don't have Timmy's email in here. Oh, I do. All right. Hey, so the Drunk Riders, they didn't do an episode last week. Why? Do you know why?
I don't.
I saw that. So it looks like we're catching up yet again.
We are.
We gotta beat them one day. It'll be like, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I have to get up to work tomorrow. So appreciate the listening and watching of us record. We'll see you guys next week. Or I will see you next week. Bob might see you in the chat, but
might possibly see you in the chat next week, but I don't know.
You'll see Timmy next week. It'll be Timmy, but it'll say Bob K. Martz underneath because I'm not changing this whole live stream format just for Timmy's name. So Timmy will be Bob next week. He'll be the anti-Bob.
And I'm hardcore excited for this laser show.
I'm hardcore excited for you. You seem very hyped by it. So, all right, guys. Good night.
Good night, everyone.